shall all burn together. Watch the flames climb high into the night, calling out Father. Stand by and we will watch the flames burn over on the mountainside. And if we should die tonight, we should all die together. Raise a glass of wine for the last time, calling out Father. Prepare as we will watch the flames burn over on the mountainside. Desolation comes upon the sky. Now I see fire. It's like the mountain. I see fire burning the trees, and I see fire all over the soul. I see fire burning the breeze. I hope that you remember. Surely I'll do the same. Come find it mountain walls. We got too close to the flame. Calling out Father. Hold fast and we will watch the flames burn over on the mountainside. Desolation comes upon the sky. Now I see fire inside the mountain. I see fire burning the trees. I see fire all over the soul. I see fire burning the breeze. I hope that you remember.
Good morning, Stitch Mania. I'm here for my last live broadcast. I'm almost done with my mania, and I'm very, very excited. It was kind of difficult to spread out so many projects, over the course of the month. But I've almost got 2 finishes for the month, and so out of the 5 starts that I've started, and this was the last one, so I haven't even started it yet. So I've done pretty good this mania, and I'm glad if you've been able to check out any of the progress I've been making. And welcome to the last start. Today I'm going to be doing Awesome Cross Stitch by Stitchrovia, and it is pretty awesome. When I pulled the colors out, I was pretty impressed because they were bright. They're bright and cheerful, but they also have with the maroon and some peach and turquoise, it looks a little bit more grown up than just, it does have a grown up aspect to it. But of course I had to make it a lot more fun and feed the kid inside me, of course, by doing it on Stardust Aida. So that is going to be a new one for me. I was feeling it. I don't know if it's going to be extra scratchy, what it's going to be like when I'm actually stitching on it, but I think it's going to look great. And let's get started. Happy Memorial Day. I do have to say that. I am very thankful for all the freedoms and things that I have so I cannot say thank you enough to anyone that's involved in the armed services. And hold on, let me get my pattern up here. I got everything else up except my pattern. Okay. I actually finished last week's start, the Stitching Feeds My Heart. I finished that in 3 days, so that is no longer, I'm gonna be turning it into a pillow along with another piece that I finished pretty soon, I hope. And I'd like to make a little video about that. It's like, wow, you like speed cross stitching? Wait until I give you a video about speed pillow making. That'll be really interesting, right? I'm not noticing so much any real difficulty with these metallic threads in the fabric. I thought it might be scratchy or rub my floss the wrong way, but it seems okay. And it's gonna definitely look pretty. I'm excited about it. It is officially the start of summer. All the pools are opening up. And it's going to be getting really hot for the next couple months. But I hope to find some ways to get out of the heat and get out of the house. Okay, what's going to be hard about this pattern that I'm working on today is, since I'm starting in the middle, this pattern, just so you know, is 4 pages. So right in the middle is where it overlaps, and I have to switch back and forth between the pages. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, you have to switch back and forth between the pages. There's an overlap on each pattern page, and then let's see. Okay, I may just have to refer to the one, two. The picture to make sure I'm getting it right when I'm putting these stitches in. There's not, on this particular pattern I'm looking at, there's not like there's apparently not a shaded area, you know, on the borders of the page. where it normally overlaps, there's no shaded areas on this pattern. So I'm not too sure about what I'm stitching yet. Let's see. Okay, I think I am doing it right. There's two different colors of maroon on the letters here to give it some shading. Let's see. I'm going to come up here and do this because there's only two more lines of this color. I think I have a knot on the back. Let's see. No. This pattern, in case you missed it, is Awesome Cross Stitch by Stitchrovia, and it says, I'm not here to be just average, I'm here to be awesome. And I would love to be able to hang that up. Let's see, right here. In my house, especially on this sparkly Aida. I think it's really going to make it stand out. I think I should stick to this hand on top for now. It's blocking the camera. I am starting, just so you know, right here in the middle along this border on the R of average. So that's where I am, and today we'll be getting, hopefully I can at least finish the letter R. This week, I mostly worked on that start from last week, which I said I finished, and it turned out really cute. I posted a picture of it on Stitch Maynia, but and cross stitch finish line, I think. But I can't wait to turn it into a little pillow. But this other one, which is actually a start from this month, 3 Little Birds. If you saw that start, I've finished all the text, and I'm on the 3 Little Birds, but I'm not exactly enjoying the project. I'll have to admit that. It's kind of boring. It's just some solid stitching and some primary colors on this cheap black Aida. But so I really want to be finished with that. My goal was to finish it by the end of this month, which is coming up on Wednesday, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it or not. But I really want to be done with it so I can say I have another Maynia finish, and also so I can turn it into a pillow at the same time as the other one. A nice big cushion. It'll be more like a cushion than a little pillow. I'm not going to frame it. I'm excited about doing something else besides just framing. So that's my immediate plans. Once Maynia is concluded, I guess I'll work on this piece. Well, I really want to, like I said, I want to finish 3 Little Birds, but we'll work on this piece this month. But in June, it'll be time to get into some whips. All these whips we've got now from all these starts. And I'll be really excited to share some stuff with you, because I've got some stuff near finishes at this point. And also, I took a hiatus on my big piece for 2017, which is Hoity Toity by Long Dog Samplers. And I haven't been stitching on it during the month of May, so I'm looking forward to getting back to that. I just have to say how much I've been really enjoying these live broadcasts, you know, because I make these other videos that take a lot of time and, you know, effort to put into them to make like these little music videos for my cross stitch. And so the live broadcasting goes well along with it, because it's just something that I can do and not edit, and I can talk to you guys, so you can find out just a little bit more about me and who I am and what I'm stitching. You know, I love floss tube and I love watching floss tube, but it can be a little monotonous, just the styles of seeing the same type of broadcast or videos over and over again. So I love seeing variety. There's some other floss tubers out there that do other things, and I really want to come up with a list and recognize them because, yeah, it's just so nice to see something different and to break up the other broadcasts. So I'd like to keep doing that. In other words, I'm trying to say I would like to keep doing the live broadcasts at least through June. Do some whips in June so you guys can see what I'm working on and how far I've gotten on some stuff. And I'll be switching to Wednesdays for that. So during the month of June, my next broadcast will actually be on, I think it's June 7th. June 7th is a Wednesday. I don't know when, but I was just letting you guys know, for anyone that's interested, that don't expect me next Monday to start something else, because I'm not going to do it. I've had enough starts for this month. Although, of course, since I finished, I'm on the verge of finishing 2 things for the month. I wanted to start something else to reward myself, but now I've almost talked myself out of it, actually, because I think I should wait until, just focus, on June. If I'm really going to do wine and whips, focus on whips. Don't focus on anything else. Like, I'm going ages. That I started in the Okay, I think we might be back now. That was a big technical error. I even had to restart my camera for whatever reason. It said that there was some sort of error. I mean, it didn't really specify, but I started it again and managed to resume. So, if you stuck with us, wow, thank you so much. And otherwise, we'll just have to try to pick it up where you left off some other point. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes to recover. Hold on just a second. 'Alright, I'll just have to trust it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Four, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's something off here. Oh, I know what I did. 4, 5. Everything kind of happens at once, it seems like, but I just hope I'm doing this line right. We're starting to see a little piece of the R, I think. I'm getting short on thread, so that's a good sign.
She's all you need to know. She said she needs to lose anything.
Alright. Let's check 4th page down. Alright. I think this X right here is an extra X, and it's not gonna, I was far away from it and I'm not gonna, we'll just have to either take it out after I'm done with this or see how the letter looks with, because I'm supposed to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of 3. It's okay. I'm gonna end this thread, I think, and start on. Yep. We'll do that. When I make these videos, I generally start with preloaded needles because it saves time, and also I've been learning that that's a pretty good technique in general to do when you're just organizing, you know, to set up when you're, especially when you're working on some complicated projects with a lot of color changes, that it works better to go ahead and preload your needles. Get like 5 needles. I mean, you'll learn really quickly, really quickly how long it takes you to put in maybe 3 or 4 threads, an hour, and you'll really start to see at what pace you are able to move if you're not always having to stop and thread the needle. So it helps a lot if you thread your needles and then rest them somewhere, and then just as you start to stitch, just pick them up. And it really does make a stitching session much more enjoyable, I think. It can even help on your chart to highlight portion of whatever you're planning to work on before you actually do it. It's just so you have an idea and a plan for where you're going and what you're doing. There's not too much difference between these two colors, the darker and the lighter maroon. You're probably not going to be able to see the difference on the camera. But it should be really just subtle enough to get a little bit of shadow on there. Two, three, four. Okay. Next year, I think I might try something a little bit closer to traditional Maynia, and at least, not spread it out over so much over the month, because doing something maniacally for a month is pretty difficult. And I don't know, I'd much rather, I think, try to get to do more starts. I think I'm going to try to do more starts next year, but I only did 5 this year, so, and some of them were small, so I think I could handle more next year, but might just try to do it over half the month. I don't know, we'll see. It's a little bit early probably to start planning for Maynia for next year, but I saw somebody with a floss tube video up the other day. I think it was Kellyanne, and she was talking about making plans for 2018. I know some people just like to plan, though. But with cross stitching, things take so long that it takes some planning, you know, especially when if you want to kit up an expensive project or something. I mean, you really have to plan it. You have to take a couple months to acquire all the materials and start it, I guess, at the right point between different projects. So this aida is a lot better than the one I've been working on. I mean, that Three Little Birds piece is on some cheap aida, and I hate it. It's a real pain to work on. It's just so squeaky. The needle pops every single time I run it through there, and I just want it to be done with. I think the only good thing about it, that's why I decided to turn that piece into a pillow, was that aida is just such adorable fabric. I was like, oh, I guess it would make a great front on a pillow. But other than that, it has not been a joy to stitch on. So I'm going to be very glad to be done with it in the next 48 hours, hopefully. I'm going to work on this a little bit today, but I really want to finish up that other piece. So I don't know what's going to happen to this one. I feel bad about that because it really is going to be awesome, I think. I love the Stardust Aida. It's working out really well. I mean, it's got kind of a loose weave, and then lots and lots of sparkle in it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna just plop these other stitches down before I make another mistake. Make sure it lines up. You really can't be off on text. I don't know, when I was stitching that Stitching Feeds My Heart piece the last couple of days, I got off a little bit on that. But the way the text was designed, it was kind of crooked, kind of fun, you know, text, and so where I got off here and there, it ultimately didn't matter. This Stitchrovia, I think you have to be pretty precise, you know, because they're very graphic, and I'll just pull this out for a second. You know, all the text is very, I don't want to say accurate, but I mean, it's like right there. You can't you can't fudge those. So it's going to be pretty visible. So I'll have to be careful, because what throws me off, this is on this word average is on a diagonal, so diagonals throw me off. Let's see what else throws me off. Switching from line to line. You know, sometimes I count up. I might count, okay, 5 up and start the next letter there. Well, if I was off somewhere here, then I get off on the whole next line of lettering. Because out of all the pieces I started this Maynia, I don't know, it's just 4 of them. 1, 2 have letters, words in them, phrases that I've had to stitch. And, you know, trying the same thing on more than one, you know, it really opens up a skill. I just want to say that it really gives you an opportunity, we'll say that, to work on one thing and paying attention and getting some text done is what I've been mostly learning this Maynia. Let's see. And that's why I'm putting all these half stitches down right now, because I don't want to mess up the spacing of these letters. I mean, they have to be perfect. Okay. And I can now confirm this part right here is going to be perfect, because I kind of fleshed it out with one leg. Now I'm going back with the other. Sounds like somebody is at the door. I'm not gonna jump up and answer it. Maybe somebody will. Can you get it? Please be quiet, Steven. Was it a package? Yeah. It was a... Put it down, Steven. My 8-year-old's in here. He knows to be quiet though. We've almost got an R. I think I got a couple more, a line or two more on top, but yeah, 2 more lines on top. I haven't had a single floss tangle this whole time. Alright, one more line and I'll be finished with this R. It's looking great and going quickly. Oops. Music is getting me pumped. It's actually a great playlist. I wanted to find something, you know, summery, poolside vibe or something, but alright. Finished the letter. Let's see if I still have a little bit of thread left. Let's see if I can. One, two, three, four. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, I've officially gotten a start, I think, on this piece, which means that I've started 5 things for the month of May, and that means, like I said, I can't believe when you've been working on for something for a month, it's finally over. Mania is over for me. I don't know if there's any more stragglers out there. I think Trisha 3 Owl Threads, is that correct? She was gonna do hers a little late, and I know she had some sort of a thumb injury, a mandolin injury, but I guess there might be a couple stragglers out there who are still working on their Mania, and I say good luck to you. I'm glad if you guys have joined me on any point of my Mania journey in 2017. You know, I think it's been fun, and I think you've tuned in. It's about time for me to cut out now. Unfortunately, we had some broadcasting issues, but they're just gonna have to we'll just have to see what the video ended up looking like. But I will be back on June 7th if you get a chance, and you'll be able to see some actual progress that I've already done on some of my works, because I will be working on whips on Wednesday. That's the W. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on June 7th live again, and happy Memorial Day again, and goodbye, Stitch Mania.